Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about transit Nabhasa yoga from January to March. These are the way the stars are in the sky, and there are two of the seven Nabhasa yogas that are taking place in January to March, and they are full of friction and division. What to do about them, how to deal with them, and what are these Nabhasa yogas? Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking about Nabhasa Yoga. And do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. Reminder to you that my courses are beginning on March 2021, and it is just a reminder to you. You can look up all the details on my website, komilla.com. These are live courses. I'll be there myself, so do look them up. So let us discuss the Nabhasa Yoga. So what is the Nabhasa Yoga? Sometimes people also call it Nabhas. Nabhas is the sky. And these yogas are given by Sage Parashar before other yogas are given. And basically, these yogas are about seeing how the planets are forming in the sky. So, Nabhas means sky. And I will be doing a full masterclass on these separately, but because it is happening now, that I want to share with you that what is the pattern in the sky that we need to be aware of at this moment. So the Nabhas is what is happening in the sky. And as I said, the Sage Parashar gives them before the other yogas in Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra. And basically, like a kaleidoscope forms different patterns of the stars, these yogas create a different energy for us. And you can have planets in seven different signs or in one sign. So between 1 and 7, seven Nabhasa yogas are formed. Rahu Ketu are not taken into account because Rahu Ketu are shadows. So only the seven visible planets are studied. And so you can have all the planets in one sign, in two signs, three signs, up to seven signs. And the rare ones are usually to get all the planets in one sign. This is known as Gola Yoga. And in my consciousness or living memory, 1962, on 4th and 5th of February, the Gola Yoga took place. All the planets together in one sign. This was extremely rare combination, and all the planets gathered together in Capricorn. And Rahu was also there. So actually only Ketu was out of it. But we don't look at Rahu Ketu. So what is happening in the next 3 months? So this month, January, February, and March 2021, the planets are gathering, as you are aware, in Capricorn. And therefore, they are creating the more complex of these Navhasa yogas. We will have all the planets from 9th to 12th in two signs. And those two signs, this is known as Yuga Yoga. It is extremely rare to have a Yuga Yoga. All planets are in two signs, and Mars is in Aries, and the rest of the planets are all in Capricorn. So this is about divisiveness because the planets are only in two signs, and therefore they're opposite views. However, the Capricorn view is stronger because there are 6 planets in Capricorn, and the Aries view, where Mars is strong because Mars is in its own sign. But Capricorn is stronger. Usually you would look at the political aspect of this as well, or the world issues, because these are unstable energies. And so you can see that Capricorn definitely, and Saturn represents democracy. You see, people have asked me that Capricorn is more about corporations. Yes, but it is also about democracy, because Saturn represents democracy. So all these planets are under charge of Saturn. And you could say corporations as well. And you can see that the corporations are, having their say just now. But the main aspect is that the Yuga Yoga divides the chart into two. And these yogas also mean that Kal Sarpa is happening, because Kal Sarpa, Rahu, Ketu are hemming in these planets because the planets have gathered together. Then the second yoga that we are going to experience, that is the all planets in 3 signs. This is called the Shula Yoga. Shul Yoga, Trishul, like Lord Shiva's Trishul. It is possible for it to hurt people. The trident can be used to remove ignorance when we are thinking on a very high level of spiritual consciousness. But it's a 3-pronged energy. So it can also hurt you, it can injure, it can cause militancy, difficult energy. And this yoga is taking place on number of times during this January to March energy. And and especially importance is this, that on the inauguration day of President Biden, the Shula Yoga is on. And you can see just now that Washington is totally surrounded by the army. And Shula can also be like an instrument of, war. And all the guns are around there. But it is very much something that President Biden will have to take care of, because there's a lot of this militant energy around. And they say that one of the remedies for Shula Yoga is to do spiritual things. And I'm going to just read out, because there are number of days when the Shula Yoga is happening. And these days are January 19th to 22nd of January. This is the inauguration day, the start of the new Senate in USA. Other places as well, we could say that we are using this Trishul to remove the darkness of COVID. So that can be a positive thing to think about, that when this Shula Yoga is taking place, that we can use and be more defensive and create that energy. So that is one as days. And then the other days are 4th to 9th of February, and 12th to 13th, 17th to 19th March, 8th to 15th. Between these Shula Yoga dates, the planets will be in 4 signs. And that yoga is known as Kedar Yoga. Kedar is like Kedarnath, the temple up in the Himalayas for Lord Shiva. It's a solid mountain, strong yoga. So there is not, then these 2 yogas are not blanketing these dates. But what is happening is that around 14th, 15th of March, then Sun moves out, and Sun is then creating the 4th sign. And also, just after Capricorn, Sun will move into Aquarius and Venus will move into Aquarius. So the Shula Yoga continues, and Moon is usually creating the Kedar Yoga. So 3 yogas to watch out for. Yuga Yoga, very rare, 9th to 12th of February. And then Shula Yoga, I gave the intermittent dates, which is much more militant and ability to hurt. So I think it is something that is that we need to watch out for. And as we know that from now to March, the Shula Yoga is most present. That means that even in our own chart, doesn't matter where the planets are, what it is, because the planets in the sky are in this aggressive mode, that we are being careful that we are not just sharpening our claws or getting angry with people or creating fights. We have to try to calm our temperatures down. Even if you feel there is injustice and things are not working out and you don't agree with people, remember that this Navhasa yoga, it is very volatile. So we need to do something to calm ourselves down. And then the Yuga yoga is so rare that it is seldom, taking place. So that 3 days, I've already told you that we just need to be extra cautious and not try to imbalance ourselves. So the Yuga yoga is the separation of the planets in two signs. And the Shula yoga is that ability to get into argument, getting hurt, getting aggressive, or feeling other people's aggression. So better to calm and think about calmness during Shula yoga. So each one of us, if we do a little bit towards it, it will be extremely helpful. Do write to me in the comments about how you experience this and any points of view that you may have about these Nabhasa yogas. Thank you very much. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. All the best.